The hospital lights sting my eyes. Everything smells like bleach and fear. I try to move, but pain blooms sharp and bright. A nurse whispers my name, gentle but cautious. "Claire, you're safe here," she says, though we both know it's a lie. Dr. Rowan enters, calm but watchful. He studies the bruises along my ribs. "These marks," he says quietly, "they don't look like a fall." His words hang heavy in the sterile air. "Finger-shaped bruises," he adds, tracing the outline without touching. I close my eyes. The basement. Lydia's cold hands. The push. Dr. Rowan scribbles something on his chart. "I'm required to ask," he says. "Did someone hurt you?" My throat locks shut. Fear tastes metallic. Before I can answer, the door opens. My father fills the room like a storm. His smile is all teeth, no warmth. "How's my daughter?" he says, voice smooth as glass. Dr. Rowan straightens, guarded now. "She's sustained multiple fractures," he replies. Dad waves it off. "She's always been clumsy." He turns to me. "Tell him, Claire, you tripped, didn't you?" Mom appears behind him, eyes red from crying. Her hands twist the strap of her purse until her knuckles whiten. "Please," she mouths silently. Dr. Rowan doesn't look away. "These injuries," he says, "don't match the story." My father's tone hardens. "I serve on this hospital's advisory board, doctor. Perhaps you should remember that before making accusations." Silence stretches thin. I can hear the machines beeping, steady and cruel. Dr. Rowan crosses his arms. "My only concern is my patient." Dad's smile vanishes. He leans close to my bed. "Do you know what happens," he murmurs, "if people think you're unstable?" My pulse spikes. He knows exactly where to hit. "Your residency could disappear overnight," he says. "One word from me." Tears press behind my eyes, hot and useless. "I need medical attention," I whisper, adding how small my voice sounds. "You've had enough attention," he snaps. Mom touches his arm, trembling. "Richard, please." He ignores her. Dr. Rowan steps forward, body between us. "Sir, I'll have to ask you to leave." The command stuns him. No one talks to my father that way. For a moment, I think he'll strike. But instead, he turns to me, voice like poison. "You're making a fool of yourself." He leaves, slamming the door. The sound echoes inside me. Dr. Rowan exhales slowly. "I'm reporting this," he says. "You don't have to be alone in this anymore." I stare at the ceiling, counting the tiny holes in the tile. 14 across, just like the stairs. Each one a reminder. This time, I won't fall in silence. The rumors start the next morning. By noon, half the hospital whispers my name like a warning. They say I'm unstable. They say I made everything up. Someone leaves a pamphlet on my desk. "Managing emotional outbursts," it reads in red letters. My hands shake as I throw it away. I know exactly who started this. My father moves faster than any infection. He calls the residency board, the department head, the donors. Each conversation, another scalpel cutting at my credibility. He doesn't need to shout. All he has to do is suggest. "She's under a lot of stress," he tells them. "She imagines things." Lydia posts a smiling photo online. "Family brunch," the caption says. Her wrist rests casually on Dad's shoulder. No one can see the rot beneath that picture. At work, my supervisor avoids my eyes. "Maybe you should take a leave," he says gently. "It might help with your recovery." Recovery from what? I want to ask. But I know the answer. They all believe him. My badge stops unlocking the research wing. My schedule changes overnight, 6 night shifts in a row. No explanation. No defense. I become invisible between patients and painkillers. Each breath feels heavier, not from injury but from disbelief. When I call home, Mom answers in whispers. Please, Claire, she begs. Your father's furious. Just let it go. I hang up before she finishes. Let it go has always meant stay quiet. Stay broken. Stay obedient. Bills pile up faster than my bruises heal. I move into a small motel that smells of bleach and cigarettes. The clerk glances at the bandages on my ribs. Leaving someone, she asks softly. I nod. But I don't tell her I'm leaving everything. Each night I stare at the ceiling fan, spinning like the story my father tells. He's the hero. I'm the problem. The hospital cafeteria falls silent when I walk in. Even the coffee tastes different now, like pity. Dr. Rowan passes me in the hallway. His eyes are tired but kind. They'll try to isolate you, he says quietly. Don't let them. I want to believe him, but exhaustion drags at my bones. Still, his words stay with me. Late one night, my phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. Keep your head down. Stop talking. You're not ready for this fight. No signature. No mercy. Fear crawls up my spine like a slow burn. I lock my door, double-check the windows. Then I open my laptop. I start a folder labeled proof. Photos. Medical records. Dates. Every bruise, every accident. If they want war, I'll give them one. For the first time in my life, I don't cry. I document. Because this time, I'm not the one hiding. The call comes on a Sunday morning. A number I haven't seen in years flashes on my screen. Claire, it's Aunt Helena, the voice says. I think it's time we talk. Her tone is steady, the kind that doesn't break easily. She invites me to her house on the coast. The drive feels endless, rain streaking down the windshield. When she opens the door, she looks smaller but stronger. You look just like your mother used to, she murmurs. Then she leads me inside. The dining table is covered in folders and photos. Dates. Medical reports. Images of bruises I'd forgotten about. I started keeping records years ago, she says. I knew something was wrong. My knees almost give out. All those times I thought no one noticed. She noticed. Helena pours tea, hands trembling slightly. I tried reporting once, she continues. Your father called me unstable, said I hated his success. She slides a thick binder toward me. Now it's your turn to finish what I couldn't. I flip through the pages. 14 incidents. Different explanations. Always the same result, silence. Tears blur the ink until the words melt together. This is evidence, I whisper. She nods. And it's enough to start. That evening, Dr. Rowan calls. He heard about the harassment at the hospital. I can help you file a formal complaint, he offers. We'll need statements, photos, everything. For the first time, I hear conviction in my own voice. I already have them. Detective Morgan meets us 2 days later. Her handshake is firm, her eyes sharp. I'll listen, she says simply. No judgment. No disbelief. Just truth. We sit for hours, piecing together the timeline. Every scar becomes a sentence. Every bruise, a paragraph. By the end, the story is whole and horrifying. Morgan closes her notebook. This isn't just family conflict. She says, this is abuse, documented and deliberate. The word hangs heavy but right. Abuse. Not accident. Not misunderstanding. It's strange how clarity can feel like both freedom and loss. Helena joins us, her eyes fierce with quiet rage. I've waited too long for this, she says. That night, I can't sleep. The ocean crashes outside her window. I think about Dad's power, his influence. How easily he bends people to his will. But this time, the ground feels different beneath me. I'm not standing alone anymore. When the morning sun rises, I open my laptop. The folder marked proof grows thicker. Helena hands me a flash drive. For backup, she says. I take it, fingers shaking slightly. This is no longer survival. This is war. And for the first time in my life, I know which side I'm on. The envelope arrives on a Tuesday morning. My name written in my father's perfect handwriting. Inside, a letter and a check. Enough money to erase debt, to buy silence. The note is short. Family should protect family. End this before it ruins you. The words smell of control. I burn the check over the kitchen sink. The smoke curls upward like ghosts that refuse to die. That afternoon, I meet Dr. Rowan in his office. He looks tired but determined. They're moving against you, he warns. Your father wants to suspend your residency. I laugh, but it sounds hollow. Then he'll have to do it publicly. Rowan slides a document across the desk. It's from the ethics board, he says. They've opened an investigation into his conduct. The paper trembles in my hand. It's proof he's not untouchable anymore. That night, Aunt Helena and Detective Morgan help me prepare. We print records, label photos, organize dates. Evidence line like soldiers ready for battle. Morgan nods toward the files. This is solid, she says. He'll try to bury it, but not this time. The next morning, my father calls. His voice is calm, calculated. I'd like to meet, he says. For closure. The meeting takes place at the hospital's conference room. My mother sits beside him, eyes hollow. Lydia stares at her hands, expression unreadable. Father slides a thick folder across the table. Here's my offer, he says. Your tuition, rent, everything paid. Just withdraw the case. I stare at the folder, but don't touch it. Is that how you fix everything, Dad? With money? He smiles thinly. With reason, he corrects. Emotions ruin families. My pulse hammers. I reach into my bag and pull out a second envelope. This one's for you. He frowns but opens it. His face drains of color. Letters from the ethics committee. Reports from the investigation. Statements from doctors who witnessed his interference. Dr. Rowan's signature gleaming at the bottom. They know about the medical records you accessed, I say. They know about the pressure, the threats. He slams the papers shut. You're destroying your career. No, I say quietly. You did that when you chose reputation over truth. Lydia looks up, startled. Mom starts crying softly. The sound feels like something breaking, finally. I stand, pushing the chair back. This is the last time you'll threaten me. Father's voice rises. You'll regret this, Claire. But I'm already walking away. Outside, sunlight slices through the glass walls. It feels unreal, almost holy. Helena waits by the elevator. Did you do it? She asks. I nod. For once, I whisper, he didn't get the last word. The doors close between us and the past. The courtroom feels too bright, too quiet. Every sound echoes against marble and memory. I sit at the plaintiff's table, hands steady on the wood. Across from me, my family waits like statues. My father's jaw locked. My mother's eyes red. Lydia twisting a ring that once belonged to me. The judge enters. Everyone rises. My knees tremble, but I don't fall. When I'm called to the stand, the world narrows to one path forward. I raise my hand. Swear to tell the truth. The words taste like iron and relief. The prosecutor begins softly. Tell us what happened that night. I breathe in. 14 steps. The shove. The sound of bones breaking. The silence afterward. My voice steadies as I speak. Every detail carved into the air like confession. Dr. Rowan presents the photos. Bruises, x-rays, fractures in different stages of healing. He explains the pressure patterns, the force required. The room grows still. Each image, another truth my father cannot erase. Lydia looks away. My mother wipes her eyes with a trembling hand. The prosecutor asks, "Why now?" "Because silence didn't save me," I answer. "It only protected them." My father rises suddenly. "This is absurd," he shouts. "She's rewriting history." The judge slams the gavel once. "Sit down, Mr. Harris." His voice softens when he faces me again. "You're doing fine," he says quietly. The defense attorney tries to twist the story. Suggests stress, fatigue, delusion. But the evidence speaks louder. Fingerprints shaped like ownership. Fractures that healed wrong because I was too afraid to seek help. The prosecutor calls Lydia next. Her voice cracks before she even begins. "I didn't mean to hurt her," she whispers. "I just wanted Dad to notice me." The courtroom gasps. My father's face drains of color. He grabs her arm, but she pulls away. "Stop pretending," she sobs. "You made us monsters." The judge intervenes again. Order collapses into silence. When it's over, I sit alone as the verdict is read. Full protection order granted. Criminal charges for assault. Ethics review for my father. Community service and counseling for Lydia. The gavel falls a final time. The sound splits the air like thunder. I exhale, realizing I've been holding my breath for years. Outside, cameras flash, voices call my name. I ignore them all. Aunt Helena waits at the bottom of the courthouse steps. Her arms open, steady as truth. Behind her, Dr. Rowan stands with a quiet nod. Detective Morgan speaks softly into her radio. The world moves on. But I stay still for a moment, letting the sunlight touch my face. For the first time in forever, it doesn't burn. It feels like freedom. 6 months pass before I realize I can breathe again. The mornings feel different now, lighter somehow. Coffee doesn't taste like survival anymore. It tastes like living. Aunt Helena hums in the kitchen, flipping pancakes. The smell of cinnamon fills the house. "Big day," she says, sliding a plate toward me. I nod, still half lost in thought. Today I give my first hospital lecture. Not as a victim, but as a doctor who endured. My ribs ache sometimes when it rains. A reminder, not a wound. At the hospital, familiar halls no longer echo with whispers. Some of the nurses smile when they see me. Dr. Rowan greets me with a quiet pride. "You made it," he says. I smile. Thanks to those who believed me. The lecture room fills slowly. Slides flicker onto the screen, patterns of injury, missed warning signs. The truth hides in plain sight, I tell them. Listen to your patients. Believe them. In the front row, Helena records the talk on her phone. Her eyes glisten when the audience claps. Afterward, a young intern approaches. "My sister, going through something similar," she whispers. I hand her a card with hotline numbers. "Tell her she's not alone," I say. The words don't shake anymore. That night, I visit the hospital chapel. The candles flicker softly against the stained glass. I whisper a thank you to no one in particular. Then I leave, lighter than I came. Outside, the air smells like rain and new beginnings. A week later, I meet a patient with fatting bruises along her arm. She avoids eye contact, voice trembling. "I fell," she says. I pull up a chair beside her. "Sometimes falling isn't the real story," I say gently. She looks at me, startled, then nods. Tears slip down her cheeks. We talk for an hour. When she leaves, she takes a pamphlet and a small piece of courage. I sit there afterward, realizing this is what healing looks like. Not erasing pain, but transforming it. At home, Helena invites friends for dinner. Dr. Rowan brings pie. Detective Morgan arrives with a smile and no badge. They fill the room with laughter and light. For once, no one walks on eggshells. Later, I hang framed X-rays on my office wall. Not as reminders of pain, but proof of survival. Beside them, A letter confirming my fellowship in trauma-informed care. The future feels wide open, unfamiliar but kind. That night, my phone buzzes. A message from my mother. She's left my father. She's in therapy. When you're ready, the text ends. I'd like to see you. I don't reply, not yet. Instead, I step outside. The sea glows under the moonlight. Waves erase my footprints as fast as I make them. Helena joins me, arm linked through mine. Do you think forgiveness means going back? I ask. She shakes her head. It means moving forward without their shadow. I watch the horizon, golden and endless. For the first time, I believe her. The sun sinks low, painting the water in gold. Waves chase my footprints and erase them gently. Helena walks beside me, quiet but steady. The air smells like salt and forgiveness. I think of everything I've lost and everything I've reclaimed. Pain used to define me. Now it only reminds me I survived. My phone vibrates in my pocket. A new message from my mother. She says she's proud of me. She says she's learning how to be free too. I read it twice, then let the screen go dark. Some things don't need replies. Forgiveness isn't returning. It's releasing the weight that kept me drowning. Helena slips her arm through mine. You're home now, she whispers. I smile, watching the horizon blur into light. The world feels quiet, vast, and possible again. For years, I thought silence was safety. Now I know truth is the only shelter that lasts. The tide rises and pulls at the shore. I take one more step forward. This time, it feels like beginning.